everyone. My name is Yasuhiko Yamazaki. I am a japansese independent journalist based on internet media. I am also a political and social activist. I am broadcasting every day in Japanese YYNews except Saturday and Sunday at 9 p.m. in local time for more than 8 years. Approximately 500 persons are watching every time. I started English-Japanese broadcast bi-weekly on Wednesday night from the 7th, 2015 in order to talk directly to 1.4 billion of English speakers around the world to let them know the hidden and unknown truths on Japan and the world. Subject of today's citizens of all over the world should know the mechanism of the system of embezzlement of national assets by uniting the central bank, the government, and the private banks, and should take action toward its dismantling. Number 1. This national asset embezzlement system is still being implemented in various countries around the world in the following 3 stages. Those who carry it out are the shadow world government equals the world ruling class equals the Rothschild International financial mafia, who effectively controls the central bank of each country, the governments of each country, and the private banks of each country. 1. First stage, the government issues every year a large amount of the government bonds to cover the budget deficit and secure funds for fiscal mobilization. The government makes the private banks take over all of the issued government bonds and debts from the private banks. The government pays every year huge amount of interest to the private banks. 2. Second stage, when the balance of the government bonds underwritten by the private banks reaches a certain amount, the central bank purchases the government bonds and pays them with the central banknotes reprinted. The private banks invest most of the central banknotes received in the central bank's purchase of the government bonds into the financial economy, not into the real economy. As a result, the financial economy becomes more and more bloated, and the real economy becomes more and more declining. 3. Third stage, the government does not directly repay the principal of the government bonds that have reached the maturity date, but issues the refinancing bond and makes them undertake by the private banks and pays them with debt from the private banks. As a result, the total of the government bond balance of the private banks and of the central bank is accumulated as national debt and passed on to people's debt. As a result, the people would pay eternally a huge amount of national debt in everyday life. Material. World Government Total Debt Balance, Ratio to GDP, Ranking, 2020, Source. World Economy Netbook, https://ecodb.net/ranking/m_GGXWDG_NGDP.html Ranking Counter GDP Ratio, Percent. 1 Venezuela 304.132 Sudan 262.523 Japan 256.224 Greece 213.105 Eritrea 184.706 Suriname 165.777 Italy 155.568 Lebanon 154.3613 Portugal 131.6314 Singapore 128.3717 USA 127.1121 Canada 117.8423 Spain 117.0824 Belgium 114.9925 France 113.4628 United Kingdom 103.6630 Argentina 103.0034 Brazil 98.94 End of number 1.